started.
Straight out the South, Arkansas, where the talk is real and the vibe is raw. This South got something to say. No filters, no faking, just the truth, how we see it. So kick back, tap in, and let's get to it. The Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast. Show the money, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast.
What up, fam? It's your boy Eli Isabell. Welcome to the Still Country Podcast. This is episode 12, man, and I'm happy to be here tonight. You are in the right place at the right time. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Tonight, y'all, I'm rocking with, oh my God, she's a friend to the room. She's a friend to my real life. I'm rocking with my girl, Nelly B. Nelly B, holla at the people.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? Welcome to Still Country Podcast. It's the girl Nelly E in the building. It's so good to be in the building with you. As always, this is like my second home.
I appreciate you. Did I hear you say Nelly E?
Yeah.
Oh, I misspoke.
It's always been Nelly E. Well, you know. No, it's still Nelly E, but it's Nelly B online. Either way, I respond to both of them. It's
Janelle Evans is in the building.
There you go.
Janelle Birthright.
Nelly E. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Listen, Nelly, thank you for tuning in with me or rocking with me tonight, man.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate you. Listen, before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and share all things Still Country Podcast, man. Let's keep this thing going loud and strong. You know, your boy, we out here. We trying to make some things happen. So listen, please support. Nelly B, what's going on?
Listen, another day in paradise. Another day in paradise. Nah. Everything is cool. Well, definitely got a shout out. You all know Hurricane Melissa has been torturing Jamaica. Right. And those who know and know me, know my family. We are originally from Jamaica, West Indies, so it's definitely it was hard, to deal with that. But shout out to Jamaica, they stood strong despite all of the damage that's happened. My family, thank God, nobody was there was nothing critical, that happened where we lost any members. But a lot of damage was done with the hurricane. So there's a lot of relief programs out now, like really trying to support Jamaica, which is awesome.
Has the U.S. stepped up or said anything about helping out in any way?
I've heard of different organizations in the U.S.
Right.
stepping up to help out and look out.
Okay.
The government, I have not heard yet. And I could have been missing it. I've been working and everything else. So I have been tuned in to really know what the government is going to do. But shout out to other organizations and businesses that are out there really making
Man, God bless up, as they would say.
Absolutely.
To all the Jamaican family out there. Who particular do you have there?
Oh God, who don't I have there? I have uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody. My parents, siblings are still there. My dad's majority of my dad's siblings are still out there.
Dang.
Uncles, aunts, cousins, like I said, and even on my mom's both sides actually are still out there.
And everybody's safe.
Thank God from what all the updates we've gotten. The family is safe.
God is good,
but
man.
It hit hard. It was a lot of damage done. So.
Yeah. All right, and let me give a quick shout out to my man Vinny Haley turned 50 this past weekend. And when I tell you, Nelly B, this was such a great. He was truly surprised. His wife was surprised 50th birthday party for him. Nice. He didn't know his parents came. We were able to stash them. Nice. A couple of homies came. It was just a beautiful event, man. And that boy cried like a baby. It's like I'm crying. Upon seeing his parents,
I love it.
He broke down. It was over for my boy. So, welcome to the 50-50 Club, man. And also, shout out to my niece, Aja Free. I know you are. I spoke to Aunt Dorothy earlier, and I know you dealing with some health things, but baby, I'll be there tomorrow to check on you. Hold tight. It's on the way.
Shout out to Free. I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah, man. Well, baby been going through some stuff, but we're gonna overcome this right here.
Nice.
Yeah. So listen, y'all. I wanted to touch on something really quick before me and Nelly got into one of our 50 topics tonight. Sonia Massey, if you guys remember about a year or so ago, Officer Sean Grayson responded to a call. Sonia Massey had called the police because she had suspicions of an intruder outside of her home. Mm-hmm. And he came in with another officer, and she called for help and ended up being shot by him several times, and she died. she's a woman that was reported to have some mental health issues. And she was in her kitchen and she was boiling a pot of water. And the officer was saying, if you don't throw that water on me, and I'm gonna. So he ended up pulling his gun out. And she wasn't threatening. She kept saying to him, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, if you saw the video. Never once grabbed a pot off the stove to throw it at him or any of that. He didn't try to use his taser. He immediately put his gun out and began shooting this unarmed woman in her home after she called for help. So I am happy to say that he has been convicted on second-degree murder. The only thing that concerns me is that sentence carries 4 to 20 years.
Okay.
And if we know anything about, how it could go, he may just get 4 years. And and maybe subtract time served already.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm glad he has been convicted. I hope this sends a message to officers out here who are like, let's not overreact. This woman called for help and now she's dead. Another Black woman. So I am happy that he is, going to be sentenced. But I don't know about the maximum, but give me 10 to 12. I don't know. The minimum is 4 years. I would be really pissed if he only gets 4 years.
Give him the max.
The max would be great.
But it seems like a lot of times when situations like that happen, a lot of the officers are more scared. So they react. Not that it's okay. Not that it's okay, because again, it's appropriate training for situations such as this.
Absolutely.
But they get fearful of, I guess, the situation, the people, whatever it is, and they reach for their guns, which is not okay. But if that's the case, get off the force. Yeah,
if you're a scared police officer, to all the scared cops out there, go do something different, man. Like, this isn't for you. and this job isn't for you, and that's okay.
Right.
It's not for you, and no one should have to die when they call for help. So again, I hope that he gets. I'll settle for the middle of that. I don't see him getting the maximum because they'll find a way to, of course, make sure he doesn't spend 20 years in jail. But 4 is unacceptable. Let's be clear about that. So moving on. And God bless today. Shout out to Sonia Messi, man. Nelly B.
R.I.P.
I have so many things I want to talk about tonight. So I'm gonna start here. 50-50. I've been seeing, so I know I watch a lot of stuff on social media. And I see these young girls approach these guys, and if you don't have money, if you're not trying to take them shopping off the top, if you're not gonna pay all their bills, forget about it. These quote unquote Instagram models or whoever they claim to be. I feel like in 2025, I'm not gonna say our generation, but I'm sure it happens. I feel like we are living in a 50-50 we are not living in a 50-50 world. Women want it all to be taken care of by the man. And if you have it like that, by all means, if that's what you choose to do. But I meet you and we just getting to know each other. You're talking about if we were to go any further and I say, hey to you, Nelly, can we split these bills? Where are we at on that today in 2025? What? I got to pay everything? Your car note, my car note, your insurance, the rent, all the bills. Is that feasible if I'm just an average working guy?
Are we talking personally or professionally?
In general. And then if you want to go personal, go personal.
Well, let me start personal because no. No, 50-50, no, we're not doing that.
So you are against 50-50?
I'm not against it. Like, okay. So if I'm with a guy who, you're so stupid. If I'm with a guy who maybe is not making as much as me, okay, because let's be, to be clear, I am well off. Thank God. To God.
Amen. Amen.
Being a private practice owner and all that other stuff. So, I am coming to the table with.
You got the table.
Substantial.
You got the table. You come with the table.
I am the table. No, I'm not. No. But
you mean that, Negro?
I mean, depending on who we dealing with now. Let me say that.
Okay.
Cool. Let's say. But no. So I'm coming to the table with substantial, qualities, and so if he's a little less off, of course, requiring 50-50 is just not going to be feasible.
So, okay, Nelly, let's say hypothetically, I don't know your salary. Well, we're going to say you make $150K a year, right?
Okay.
Which makes you very comfortable, especially where we live at.
Right.
That's very comfortable. And your man makes $50K a year. Right. Should he be expected to go 50-50?
I would not expect him to go 50-50.
Okay. Would you date, if you're at 150, would you date the guy who makes 50K?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only would I date him, and if it works out with him and I am woman enough to know how to allow him to be a man, although he makes less than me.
That's a skill within itself.
It is.
Let's be honest.
I've had to learn how to do this, but yes, I have. As long as he is able to be a man, maintain the qualities of a man, you know what I'm saying, and live in that standard of a man, whatever a man is.
Right.
I have no problem giving him that respect and allowance to be a man.
I respect that so much because I know that is held against some people in relationships when they, what they call in football, you outkick the coverage.
Right.
Like you got somebody that you probably know you can't maintain or manage, but she looked good and she happened to fall for you, and now you're in this relationship.
Right.
The bills are now due. Mm-hmm. She has a man, so she's not like, well, I'm not going to pay 75% of the bills.
Right.
That's a tough, and it is great that you're able to see beyond that as his only quality.
Mm-hmm. That part, yeah.
Because some men are only looked at, their value is what they bring to the table.
And then, so that was going to be my next question or my next thought. What kind of women are you dating?
Right.
And what kind of men are you dating? I mean, some things you can't help and can't control. Okay, if he's making $50,000, you're sitting here with a master's degree or doctorate or whatever, and he has a high school diploma. But you guys click on that level. The chemistry is there. You guys are able to connect. So the expectation is unrealistic for him to have to pay 75% of the bills, but he doesn't even make that much money. However, he may have more of the skills of, taking care of the house, construction work in the house,
right,
or
building things,
yeah. Even dealing with the children. He may be better at that, cooking, cleaning, domestic stuff. I'm all right with it.
And so you're all right with it, but I mean, as a rule of thumb, are women all right with the man being? So this is funny because there's this man in my neighborhood, right? He lives 2 houses down, this white dude from me, and we've been living there for 20 years almost, right? And I've seen his boys grow up, and now they're in college, and one's working, and one's back home, but one's working, and he goes to Michigan State, I believe. But he has been the guy at the bus stop every day. With the kids. I see him doing the legwork. Now, I don't know if he has some kind of disability or whatever, but his wife gets up every day and goes to work. He's home and he's doing the rearing. I mean, I think as a rule of thumb, I don't know how they get down in their house because side note, I've seen her on the trail running with another dude in this little run group because I know her. I don't know her, but I know her well. She never speaks. Right. But I've seen her on the trail. I'm about to put her on blast. I don't know her name. But I've seen her on the trail with this run group, and then as the run group all leaves off, it's her and the same dude the last two all the time hanging. So I'm like, And meanwhile, he's home with kids. So
I'm gonna tell you like I tell my clients.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's not assume. Let's act on facts, not on feelings, because we don't know what that looks like. We don't know what that is. I don't know. So let's not go there. We can all perceive what we know is happening, but we don't know facts. I don't know. Anyway.
We don't know the facts, but it just looks fishy. It looks a little fishy, Nelly B, because what the run group does, they all hang, they run together, then they come back, they have lights set up, they have this little banner.
Are you in a
such run group? It's all white. I don't think they allow black people in it. It's an all white run group. There's not one Negro in there that even dates a white woman.
So how do you know this happened?
Because I see them, because we do the same trail.
Oh, okay.
I see them on the same trail. Okay. They all come running by me because they're running fast as hell.
Oh, okay.
And then by the time I get back to the trail, it's down and back. By the time I get back, 2 miles later back, they're all there drinking beer, they're drinking light beer, they're hanging out. And then they all kind of trickle off. Old girl is always there with the same that her ass too. So I don't know. But my point is because he does not.
Her brother.
That is not her brother. I don't know. It seems too consistent. Every time I see them.
Maybe that's something her brother does.
Okay, I feel you sticking up for the female. I'm okay.
I'm sticking up for them not leaving things to our own imaginations because this is how we get jacked up.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, obviously, old boy, because he's a little chunky, he don't work out or run. Chunky. And he's a good dude. Like we speak, she never speaks.
Right.
And I almost feel like I want to say, yo, bro, do you know your wife? Because she's so nasty.
Stop being messy.
She's so nasty. She'll look at you right in your face at the mailbox and say nothing.
I get it.
You know how some people like they don't speak, but when you're in such an intimate place, they'll be forced to say,
Yeah.
all right, let me just say hello.
Mm-hmm.
Sis does not give. She does not give. She does not give, bend, or break. But anyway, I wonder because and I don't know, maybe he's getting a disability check or whatever. But I wonder because of that, is he being emasculated over there? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I would say? Go over there one day and check it out. Just peer at the window and check out the dynamics of their relationship.
Here they're washing dishes.
Right. The dynamics of their relationship. No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Real talk though, like in real life. So I get what you're saying, and it could be 1,000 different answers to that.
It could be.
It could be. It really could.
As a former slime ball, I kind of feel like I can recognize it for what it is. I'm just saying, you know.
Hey,
what up? O says that a desirable man with choices is not concerned with a woman's W-2.
Okay.
I feel that, but if and I'm talking about if the woman is out earning the man, he might not be concerned, but is she concerned? The issue is this an issue for her?
Well,
being the
or it could be the other way around. Is it an issue for him? Like, does he feel a sense of inadequacy because he's not making the money she's making? Is he feeling a sense of inadequacy because he's not bringing in, you know what I'm saying? Or out there.
He's not able to go 50-50.
Right. Or out there running with her. Like, you know, is it something within him? Not all the time do I feel like it's always the ladies. Not all the time. There are some women that like me that would be willing to do stuff like that. Like, you know, allow you to still be a man as long as you're doing right. But there are some men that can't deal with that because they ego. Yeah.
Well, he clearly doesn't have an ego. And it'll be from living 3 doors down from them for 20 years. Here's my analogy. Here's my synopsis of what's going on.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
She's definitely cheating on him with that guy with the run group. He's chunky. He can't run. He's on disability because of some injury. And he has raised the children. Oh. That's my analogy. So there is no 50-50.
Is this analogy based upon your own personal experience?
No.
Oh.
I'm an earner in my house. I out earn.
No, because you said, you know, back in your slime ball days, back when you was, you know, a kid. I mean, younger, like, you know.
No, I just recognize her for who she is from the slime ball days.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, weird behavior recognizes weird behavior. Yes. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You know what I'm saying? You know, really? You see in others what you see in yourself.
That's true.
You're still, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know if sis is on the up and up, but that's neither here nor there. So 50-50 or not, if he can't bring the 50-50, you cool with pulling the weight a little bit?
Personally, I am. But if you're dealing with a female of another status level or another maturity level, it may not be the same.
Right. I feel like I see that more often now than not. Mm-hmm. I feel like women, like, you know, when we meet a woman, we want to know about them. They want to know what we do. We men never really ask, well, what do you do for a living? I mean, I think once women tell them now, that could run a man off depending on what he does. Like you are a licensed clinical social worker, a therapist. So I'm sure that probably has run many a dude away. Oh, absolutely. Because he thinks you're going to be analyzing him.
Yeah.
And all his shit.
Definitely. That's why I tell them I'm a stripper.
That don't run them away?
No, that don't run them away. They like, what's your name, Big Sexy?
So you say I'm a therapist, they beat feet.
Right.
You're telling you're a stripper, they hang around.
Exactly.
There lies the problem.
Right. See what I'm saying? But real talk, it runs away the ones that are not on my level.
Right. So do you a favor, really.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Have you been in a situation where you really digging somebody and things are cool, and then he knows you are a therapist, and then you guys are now having a conversation?
Yes.
And he feels like you are therapizing him.
Oh yeah. I've had plenty of those.
How do you deal with that? You're like, I'm just having a conversation. I'm not. It's just conversation. How do you deal with that?
I tell them I clocked out at 5 o'clock.
He buy that?
Free.
Does he buy that?
In the past, the guys I've dated in the past, I had dealt with that. They didn't buy it back then. You know, they always thought everything was me trying to analyze them. And I said, nigga, I'm not that invested in you. Seriously, I'm not. Like,
I forgot how old you are.
We here on a date. I'm not that invested in your mental health like that to be trying to analyze you now. So let's cut it out.
Not right away.
Either we dating or we just not. Like, what are we doing? Are we eating or we not? Like, we having general conversation. Cut it out.
Have you ever dated another therapist?
I have not.
Because I wonder how that would play.
I would love
somebody who can meet you where you are. Because you come with all of that. You appear to a dude who does not have any therapeutic knowledge or know anything about treatment modalities.
Right.
You appear to be overwhelming, probably. To him. But
right.
somebody who is you in a male form. I wonder how you would handle that.
I would love. Yeah. Where you at? Call me. No, but seriously, but no, I did meet a guy, and he wasn't a therapist, but he's very insightful, very knowledgeable, very educated, and I actually was like, I feel like he was the male me.
Wow.
And I loved it. I was like,
that didn't scare you away?
It did. Oh my God, I was so attracted. I was so turned on. I was
great communicator.
Everything.
Damn, was he handsome?
Fine.
He said fine.
Okay. The only issue was he had some unresolved issues from his previous marriage that was still hindering him to be able to fully move on.
Wow. And as a therapist, he should know he needs to deal with that.
He wasn't a therapist.
Oh, he wasn't a therapist. He was very emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
And had his stuff together. Okay, all right.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you are it. Like, let's get married tomorrow type time.
Right.
But whatever unresolved issues was there, still, there was some family stuff.
Yeah.
With the mom and sisters and stuff. But I felt like there was those things is what like kind of kept him from, it was kind of like he was still in his healing process, but I was way further along than he was. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't have worked.
But isn't it how most relationships start? Like, we're never in the same place at the same time.
No.
I've never in my life experienced either this person has been ahead of me in a certain area, whether it be financially, emotionally, mentally, or vice versa.
Yeah, but we got to at least be on the same path. Can we at least be running on the same trail?
Yeah, you can be. And the goals have to align, absolutely, for it to work. Right. But it's just like I think that makes it harder in the beginning when you are like in just two different places. But there's a physical attraction, and you really like hanging around this person, but it's definitely going to be an issue.
And the emotional attraction, spiritual, everything is there, but it wasn't necessarily like we couldn't work. It was him. It wasn't like you already know I could work with that. Hey, let's go. We can go as long as you're ready, willing. I can work with that. But it was more so him, that inadequacy within himself.
So this is a classic case of him getting in his own way.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So speaking of therapists, Oliver says if a lady uses her, he says love, peace, loyalty, selflessness, support, motherly characteristics, etc., are on the top of the list. Oliver, what if you have all of those things in a woman, but she makes more money than you? How do you deal with that? He says if a lady uses her professional success as a justification to not fulfill the role of wife. This is good. Let me start over. If a woman uses her professional success as a justification not to fulfill the role of wife, then most men will pass. Intimidation is not real. It's not a real cause. Let's talk, Nelly.
He said intimidation is not a real cause.
Yeah, I guess for her, not. I don't know what he means by Oliver. Expand on it right there, Oliver. But if a woman uses her professional success as justification not to fulfill the role of a wife,
I think kind of like what you were talking about with your neighbors. Like, although she's working, whatever, is she still doing her wifely duties? I actually believe balance is everything.
Right.
Balance is everything. I don't care how much you are a professional. I don't care how much you're a blue collar worker. I don't care. You have to have balance, especially if you accept the role of a wife, if you accept the role of a husband. Then you bring children into it. You still got to be a mom and a dad. Like, so there has to be balance. I mean, we watch a lot of shows where, especially the mothers, they're doctors, nurses, and just some men too. So then they hire the nannies to still do their part. And I get that, but it's like you still have to play a part.
Right.
If not, it definitely causes a strain in the dynamics of the household.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So Nelly, so let's segue right into as we're talking about meeting therapists and somebody being mentally and emotionally whole. Now, I know you are daily. You are here doing God's work, as Dr. Econ, God bless you, say. Out here doing God's work, and I'm out here trying to do my part with these children.
Right.
Should therapists disclose personal trauma with their clients? How do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
Should therapists disclose personal trauma with their clients?
Yeah.
I think it's a case-by-case matter. And I do believe it should be disclosed, but with discretion. and not the full trauma. There's still a standard you have to maintain as a therapist, as a professional, but there is also a part of relatability. So you can kind of normalize what the clients are experiencing. But I think it depends upon the maturity of the client, the intellect of the client, because I'm not going to have a kid and talk to them like, yeah, I was raped too when I was 5. No,
Right.
we're not going to do that, of course, because then it changes the perspective of who you are. It's just like when we were growing up, when your mom and your dad are looked at like Superwoman and Superman,
Mm-hmm.
like they do nothing wrong, and then you find they do something wrong, and you're like, what? Like,
It's shocking.
yeah, So as a professional, whatever your profession is, I think there's some discretion that has to be had into how much you do share. But as a therapist, there is the fact of you want to normalize whatever is being discussed. So to a degree, you can disclose minimally, and again, use discretion and use discernment, because your license is on the line.
Yeah.
There's some things you don't want to put out there anyway.
So here's my take on that. I think some self-disclosure, I agree, is fine, and you have to know that person.
Right.
I also think we run the risk of, so like think about it like this. Think about like if you have this pastor of this church. I'm just going to use a pastor for example, and this is righteous man up there, and I come and get fed every Sunday from this man. He's feeding me well. I'm growing spiritually, this and that. And then 6 months down the line, I see this Negro at the bar smoking a cigarette and drinking, doing the shit that I do, and I'm trying to work myself out.
Right.
Now, granted, that makes you more like me, but I'm mortified. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Right,
so does it? I think immediately, even though I'm still out here doing these things, I'm gonna look at you a little with the side eye.
I mean, I think it also goes to the person's understanding, like I said, their intellect, their maturity level, because at the end, the beginning, and the middle, regardless of your profession, your spiritual status, you could be the president of the United States. You're still human at the end of the day.
Right.
And if you lack that understanding, you set an expectation with these people in power that is unrealistic. And so you set yourself.
And we all do it just, I think, subconsciously.
We do. It's kind of instilled in. I think it's a learned behavior. Like when you're grown, oh, it's the cops, always respect them, but then half them is more crooked than you are. You know what I mean? Oh, it's the pastor, the bishop, whoever, you have to just be, but they're not God. So like, wait a minute. So I think a part of it is learned behavior. But as you begin to grow and you begin to learn and understand that at the end of the day, everybody is human. And I think, this may be the therapist part of me, because don't nothing surprise me no more. Not at all.
Yeah,
I've been doing this for over 20 years now. So it's like, yeah, okay. Like you can try, but I've heard it all, seen it all. Like it's a lot. So nothing surprises me.
Right.
Nor do I judge it, because in my mind, I'm like, you're human.
Yeah.
Like, so, okay, so what we gonna do about this? I would tell the pastor, listen, I would advise you not to do it in public. If that's what you want to do. Let's be real. If that's what you're going to do and that's your thing, because you have a reputation to maintain. I tell my clients this all the time. This is why I love being a therapist, because the stuff that I talk to them about, it holds me accountable. Because I don't ever want to be caught in the middle of the street, wilding out, busting people's car windows out. And then, my clients is walking by like, is that Miss Janelle? Wait a minute. She just told me not to bust out my husband's car window, but she over there busting out his.
With a big rock.
Right. So it holds me accountable, but like I tell my clients, it does not mean that when I get home behind closed doors, I don't call my girlfriend to be like, let me tell you what this nigga done did. You know what I mean? And have my moment, because I'm human.
You know what I noticed, like when you do the WIT groups, right? Just how some of those women there are or have been or currently may be clients.
Yeah.
And just how the fact that you are naked with them, like you are naked with them, like you don't act like you don't have issues or problems. And I really respect the fact that you do that. And at first I was kind of like, but I see how they respond to it.
Right.
And I think it gives them a sense of, okay, we all dealing with some shit. We're all human, so let's work toward whatever these goals are that I'm seeing her for. But I would say this too, like in the past, like if you were a pastor and sometimes you talked about your faults or your struggles, I respect you more than you just like you're perfect.
Right.
And then I see you doing some bullshit.
Right.
So I think you kind of are the pastor that talks about, these are my faults. I am still working on things as I'm trying to help y'all. And I think that goes farther than trying to be perfect.
Absolutely.
Because that's a lot of pressure.
A whole lot.
And we live in a small place. So it's not hard to run into a client if you're doing some bullshit.
Exactly.
So I definitely respect that part about how you present to those ladies and whatnot. So
I appreciate that. And honestly, that's how I do my therapy sessions.
yeah.
Over my 44, about to be 45 years of living,
Woo.
I know I'm old, right? That's all right. I'm getting better.
When you was a young
Yeah,
buck,
that's
that's
better.
all.
I
Now
know.
you ain't old. I just remember when.
Right. When I was younger. But real talk, I don't know how else to be. You know, putting up the front, lying, being phony, it's too much work. I'm too old for this. Like, I can't do it no more. Like, it takes more work for me to try to be perfect.
Yeah.
Knowing good or well I'm not. And then on the flip side of that, I do fear God.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had enough beatings in my lifetime. You're not going to beat me for trying to be something I'm not. Father, you got that. Cool. You got all that. You good.
Right.
I'm cool right here where I'm at. So that's why I operate the way I do.
Right.
Because no, you can't pay me enough money to front. I just can't. It's too much. The mental distress that comes with it, the emotional distress. I ain't got time. Nah. So that's just me.
Okay. All right. Let's move forward. This is a topic here that's kind of like near and dear to me. I think I've seen a lot of men talking about it on social media, and me and my friends even talk about it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we discuss, should we have to sacrifice our happiness for the sake of our family? Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. When you are getting married or in a relationship, I don't know who made these rules up and why they are the way they are,
right.
But you're automatically second to the woman, which is fine. Most men, you put your woman first, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. You're now second. Now you have child number 1. Now you're number 3. Now you're in 3rd place. Child number 2. Now you're in 4th place. Mm-hmm. And now you are getting the scraps. You're almost getting the scraps of whatever your woman has to give you mentally and emotionally, because she is pouring into those children, which is what we want her to do.
Right.
But so I was watching this thing with Kirk Franklin. I don't know if you've seen this podcast that he does. But one of the things that he asked the men around the table, he asked them, like, what makes you happy? Mm-hmm. And these dudes, some of them didn't even have an answer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, are we in this shape because we are not expected to be happy? Or should we not have the expectation of being happy? Should we not have the expectation of some kind of joy as a man? Because we have to take care of all these 1 million things and 1 million people and make sure they're okay. Mm-hmm. And I can even say, to me, I think my happiest moments, and this kind of lends itself to the Kirk Franklin thing. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, me and my kids were in South Carolina, right? We went to Myrtle Beach on vacation, and we rented a boat. We took the boat out. So I had Sheldon, Iana, Haley, Scylla was there. And I remember at one point I climbed, it was one of those, whatever the freaking boat is. It had like a water slide on it. You could and slide down into a pontoon boat. Okay. So I went up to the top of the boat, and I remember sitting there. It was a music playing. I had a drink. It was a beautiful day. It was like 85 degrees, and we were on this lake. There was a lot of boats out there. And I remember sitting up there, looking down at my family, having a great time. Mm-hmm. My young adults and Haley, who was in 10th grade at the time, I think. Right. And Scylla down. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that made me so happy. But that happiness had nothing to do with it. Just seeing them happy made me happy. It didn't have anything to do with my own internal happiness. Right. Does that make sense? Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, it's 5 people down there, and here I am. I'm in 5th place when it comes to all of this. Right. And my value, and I think a lot of men feel like their value is tied to what they can do for other people. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are that way. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. So here's the thing. Iana, your daughter said definitely a great time. See, look at that. I'll be good for a good time. Call me next time. I'm coming too. So here's the thing. What I've learned over the years and what I teach, and I teach this whole Do you have male clients? I do. Okay. All right. I do. I have male clients. I have couples. And funny part, I have couples that are older than me. That's so hilarious. It's weird, right? That you're so advising to them. Yes, it's so weird, but I love every moment of it. But so here's the thing. Happiness is an emotion, and it's temporary. So when people say, I just want to be happy, my first thing is, well, you are happy. I'm like, no, I'm not. Okay, cool. So you wake up
and you have a great morning, right? You're happy, you're good. What happens to your happiness when your boss calls you and tells you you're late for a meeting? Where to go? It goes out the window. And so now your happiness is gone. So we're striving for something that's unattainable permanently, which is happiness, because happiness is an emotion. You just said you had happy moments.
Yes.
Right, exactly. So why am I not happy? You are happy. But because we're human, we don't have like a happy, it's not like we're human and we're happy all the time because we have emotions.
Right.
So when I tell people stop striving for happiness and strive for healthiness. Because happiness is an emotion and emotions are temporary. Because I could wake up good. Right before we came on the show, we had a great time. We was hanging out, happy, it was good.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're good right now, but we can leave here and get bad news, and where's the happiness at? It's gone. So when we strive for happiness, you will constantly be on this emotional roller coaster.
Wow.
Because it's temporary. It's not a consistent thing. You'll have happy moments, yes. But if we strive to be healthy, even when the bad moments happen, we'll be able to deal with that in a more appropriate manner where we can still maintain some level of sanity and health and, you know what I'm saying, appropriate way of being, and still have a great quality of life. But those sad moments are going to come. The bad moments are going to come. So I think it's very important that we strive for healthiness rather than happiness solely. I just want to be happy. You are. You have your happy moments.
Right.
But who is ever happy 24/7?
No, absolutely. No one.
Right. So I'm saying, I think we have to change that perspective. So even with being in a family, like you said, a family union, the husband is the fifth out of the 3 children and the wife. But why? Because then
that's what I want to know.
But here we go. Remember we talked about balance earlier.
Yeah.
So where is your balance? Because only you can do that. Nobody can make you unhappy. Nobody can put you in that 5th place.
So maybe it's more so that we just want to feel like we're valued. Maybe I should have said valued instead of happy.
Right.
And I think if we feel valued, then that lends itself to happiness.
Oh, absolutely. So then you have to identify what are the things that make you feel valued. And if you taking care of your family is the only thing that makes you feel valued, then you need to do some more individual work. You know what I'm saying? This is why we have the empty nest syndrome. Like once the kids are off to college, now the husband and wife are looking at each other like, who the hell are you?
Facts.
And I don't want to be with you no more because now I don't know who you are. But the healthiness comes in that even while we're raising children, even while we're working every day, we have to make time for each other so we don't lose that connection. I tell a lot of my couples who are dealing with this and they're still currently, married, you need to pencil in sex. And they look at me like, what? Miss Chanel, what are you talking about? Yes, pencil it in on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. Babe, we're going to have sex at 5:45 because the kids get off the bus at 6. So it's going to give us 15 minutes to go ahead and get it in real quick.
Right.
Sometimes it may come to that.
Yeah. And that's terrible if it has to come to that.
It is.
But I understand what you're saying. Life and
right.
it comes to that, yeah.
I had one couple, they was like, we take our kids to, I guess the one son goes to like karate, the daughter goes to like gymnastics in the same area.
Yeah.
And they said they sit in the car to just have a moment. And I said, understandable. So practice is like an hour. I said, so what are y'all doing in that moment? Sit in the car. It's like, might be eating or just, talking. I say, I remember back in high school, we had to have sex in the car.
Why not?
Exactly. Pull the car over behind the building somewhere. Y'all might can get it in, do a little finger popping, touch his penis. No,
I think that's actually some good shit.
Because that's what keeps it going.
Yeah.
But we don't consider that. And I get it. I mean, if it's the point where y'all just extremely tired and y'all both sleeping in the car, then okay, fine. But you have to make time for those so you're not the 5th. So you're not feeling like you're less valued.
You know what I've figured for me that works for me is because I know I think my adult children, I think all of them, Haley's, she's 18, but I think they all, one thing I appreciate about them is that they will call me or just say to me out of the blue, "Dad, you okay?"
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate that. That means a lot to me when it happens, but I just feel like just by default, even if they're not putting me last, I put me last.
There you go. And that's the problem right there.
And so I end up finding my peace and joy in being alone. whether it be sitting in the garage, whether it be in Battery Park, walking by myself, or at the beach alone. Like I feel like I shouldn't. Why am I doing that?
Right.
And I think a lot of men find that joy. You may have dudes that are heavy drinkers. They go and drink by themselves. Whatever your thing is that makes you happy. But I feel like that because we maybe just by default put ourselves last.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, so even me as a wife, I ensure that my husband is not last. You know what I'm saying? Even with cooking dinner, making plates.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's dad's plate. You know what I mean? That's dad's side.
Yeah.
You know, it's I think it's everybody has to play their part to make everybody feel valued.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you putting yourself last, you have to play a part, and so does your wife. Let me just go there. And so does the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody's all together. Doing their part.
Do you think so? You grew up in the house. I unfortunately didn't have my parents in the house with me. Both of them. Did you grow up with your parents in the house?
Yes.
And God bless them. They're still together. How many years?
54 years.
54 years. They're still together. Did you feel like, do you think your dad was put first in the household? Thinking back on it now, based on what we're talking about.
Absolutely. Even when he was.
And that was a cultural thing?
It was a cultural thing.
Okay, so talk about that.
We come up from Jamaica, West Indies. And, you know, the father is the provider. He is the protector. He's all that stuff. So he was put first in every aspect. The only aspect I don't like that he was not forced to be put first. And I'm saying forced, but I don't mean forced. So we can't force anybody to do anything, but required. And my mom tried, was being more emotionally available to the children. But when it came time, when it was dinner time, dad's plate was always made first. It was always put out. If he wasn't home, then it would be put to the side, but dad's plate was always made first. My mom, like if we had already ate dinner and we're in our beds or we're just hanging out and dad came home late from work, mom is out of her bed. She's in the kitchen catering to my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand it now as an adult because my mom did not have to work. She chose to work.
Right.
Dad literally took care of everything. Until today, I can call dad right now and be like, as an adult, like, Dad, I need $5,000.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, of course, it wouldn't just give it to me. What you need it for? But he would be able to provide it. Right. So my dad was a great provider financially and physically.
Yeah.
But emotionally, we didn't have that.
I want to talk about that. Let me read a couple of comments.
Yeah.
Oliver says, family has real meaning and ordained and blessed by God. The destruction of the family is likely the number one cause of most issues in the African American community. Agreed. That goes back to when they started the welfare system.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you this, but this man can't be here.
Right.
Broke us down, bro.
Right.
Camille Johnson. Hey, Camille. Hey, y'all. What up, girl?
Hey.
Iana says, I agree. Happiness is a temporary emotion. Joy exists regardless of circumstances. It's a state of always remaining grateful. He's so wise, man.
And that's the healthy. That's the healthy right there. That's
the healthy
part.
So Nelly, let me say this to you. How old is your dad? You mind saying?
He's 72.
Okay, so my mom's probably, if she was alive, she'd be like 8 years older than your father now. I think that your dad, the emotional unavailability was some generation.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah. And he's admitted that his dad wasn't emotionally available to him.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
You ever see that movie Fences with Denzel Washington? When he talked to his son?
Yes.
Like, I don't have to like you.
Yes.
Like, yo, that was some old school black man shit right there.
It's true though.
His son was looking for something that his dad wasn't capable of giving him.
Right.
And I think we all grew up. If you had a man in your life as a kid, if you were born in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you may have had a man in your life that was not emotionally available to you.
Right. But you said the right word. He wasn't capable. And I'm not, well, let's not even say capable because he is capable. He was never taught how to.
Okay.
He was never taught, he was unlearned. He was unlearned.
Right.
Because we all have the capability and the ability to do things. We may have to learn it. Because a lot of this sort of stuff is taught.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I may give a slight pass because you're talking about our parents who were trying to work and survive and deal with Jim Crow.
Exactly.
Deal with all this racism. Like that was the concern. Me loving you was me making sure you had what you needed and somebody wasn't trying to hang you from a tree.
There you go. Yep.
Teach you how to carry yourself out here. So that's a whole different type of pressure right there for a man.
It is.
raising kids in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
It is.
So you didn't have time for emotions.
Right.
So to a degree, I get it. Do men need to be emotionally available to their children?
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Because all you do is create a bunch of emotionalist extra motherfuckers in the world. Then they're gonna go have some emotionalist motherfuckers in the world, and we just
trickle down.
It just keeps going, and it's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Go to therapy. I'm a huge advocate for therapy because of that. Like, listen, like, and of course, we know the stigma, especially blacks, especially third worlders, Caribbeans, people over. It's like, oh, we don't need therapy, just pray. Yeah, we need to pray, but we also need to work through our issues and learn different techniques, learn how to cope, understand who we are, so we can better help our children. I was telling the workshop that I just did down in Dover, shout out to the Healing Center, Dr. Shania. I just did a stress management workshop down there. It was amazing. We had a great time. But I was like, it's very important that we as adults, and this generation is more open to it, gets the healing. And yeah, we get the healing and we get the therapy we need because we're bleeding on our kids. We are.
Wow.
We are. We're bleeding on our children. And we're teaching our children that this is okay. I think we were talking about it before about staying in a marriage, knowing that I'm going to stay for the kids. But is that right, though? Because then you're teaching your kids to be in a dysfunctional, toxic marriage, but just stay for the kids.
Right.
You're really just bleeding on your kids. You're hurting your kids more than you are, teaching them. But these are things that we have to shed light on to stop this dysfunctional behavior.
I think that because you hear women, some women are, especially if you're like a really devout person, right? Like divorce is not an option under no circumstances. So I've heard people say these things.
I know.
He can pretty much have a whole family on the other side of town and all of that, but they're not going to go against what God has ordained.
That's not what the word says. No.
And I believe you. I'm just saying that a lot of people live by that.
Yeah, but they live by the wrong laws. They're living by the wrong word. They're living by what their pastor, their bishop, somebody else told them. Read the word for yourself. That's not what the word says. That you can't get divorced. No. That's a whole nother show.
I know pastors who've been divorced, so absolutely. And some have had to leave the church, and some have been able to keep their position.
Right.
I guess it just depends on what's what. Yeah.
It's my favorite. The unlearnness. It's not really a word, but I'm making a word. The unlearnness is real.
The unlearnness is
real. It is. People are just so unlearned nowadays, and they just run with whatever they hear. Go do your own studies and research.
And we don't even try to. Nope. It's real about when people, you get older, you're stuck in your ways. Like if you haven't been exposed to something different along the way, then you only are willing to accept what you know. And you're okay with like that level of ignorance is frustrating for me.
What's my saying? The power of decision is your own. So you're not stuck in your way. You're choosing to stay in your way.
It's comfortable.
Yeah. And that's your fault. So when there's so much more out there, change your ways.
Yeah.
Make a choice. Because if not, nobody is, I don't care if somebody has a gun to your head, you still have a choice to make. You don't have to be that way. I'm sorry, you don't. You're choosing to stay that way.
Get therapy, y'all.
Get therapy.
So Nelly, real quick, because we're coming to the end. I was going to touch on something. Yeah, we're at the 50-minute mark. Okay. I wanted to touch on, which really was the topic of the show. Really. I want to touch on. I was talking to somebody at work, and it was like, they said, well, I don't consider myself a freaky person. I think labels are what destroys great sex sometimes. I don't consider myself a freaky person. I don't think I would do this. I don't think I would do that. And so I was like, well, how far is too far? Or are there no lines? Like how far sexually, how far is too far? Is it an individual thing? Is it, like, I know I have my limits.
Right.
Like how far, if someone came in and said, my husband wants to do A, B, C, and D, or my wife wants to do this, but you're not comfortable, how do you get them on the same page?
It's not my business because it's not my relationship. So I can't.
I'm saying as a therapist.
It's not my business, not my relationship. So I can't tell them, oh, don't do that. If that's what they want to do, that's their business. My only job is to educate you on the safety, the security, and the emotional, impact it may or may not have from what I know. But I can't share my personal biases. It's not my business.
Right.
Because like you said, how far is too far? It's a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Some people cool with poly, some people cool with, everything else. That's no business of mine.
So I had someone say to me that they met this dude and he likes anal play for himself, not for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, like, why do you want me to play in your grown asshole? A grown ass man.
I've had couples whose husband wants them to be pegged. Literally, the woman put on a penis and penetrate their anus.
So, okay, is he gay?
No.
What? Okay, help me out there.
He's not gay.
What makes him not gay if he likes penetration?
What's the definition of being gay? A homosexual. It's the sexual or the attraction to the same sex.
Okay.
If you want to be
so if a woman's doing it, then
if you want to be technical, if you're going to be technical here, yes. He's not so homosexual.
Technical answer. Okay, yeah, technically, because a man's not penetrating him.
Right. He's not attracted to a male. That's exactly what you said. It's sex play. It's play. It's play, and that's people have a variety of different ways. The BDSM, all of that, all of that is all free play when it comes to sex. And as long as it's consensual, who am I?
So personally, your opinion on this? If you were saying somebody was great, right, and then he wanted you to peg him,
absolutely not.
Is it a done deal? It's
not a done deal. I mean, if he's not willing to be okay with me not doing it, it's gonna be a done deal. Yeah, but I'm cool.
So if a dude wants some kind of anal play fairly frequently, that doesn't send a red flag up?
Depends on what kind of anal play. Because let's be honest, if we're down there and providing oral sex, I'm sucking his dick, whatever, I'm gonna be ethically correct today. We're having oral sex and I'm down by the balls, I'm getting down near the and I'm close to the anus, I might get freaky, feel just a little bit more freaky, go down and have a moment and lick by the butt crack or lick by the hole.
And now he's requesting this every time. Is it now? Are you looking like okay, Negro?
No, not really, because I opened that box. Because I did it, not that it's like, hey, go lick my butt.
He didn't request it.
Right. I mean, so this is just Janelle. This is not everybody else.
Right.
But for me personally, if I open that box, I can't not expect, especially if he likes it. And then I understand when it comes to sexual satisfaction, knowing that the G spot is down here for the males.
Right.
I mean, I may have triggered something, so we may be interested to learn a little bit more about that, and we could discuss it.
Yeah.
To my level of comfort. And
should these conversations happen prior to you going there? Because you say, what if I just actually not swiping and you like it? Like, should there be a conversation prior?
I mean, if you're able to have the conversation, but sometimes we're caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes the moment happens, you're in the moment, and it may just, may happen. But have the conversation afterwards. Yes. Or even in the midst. I always encourage communication during sex. I always encourage that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Tell somebody what you like.
Absolutely. And what you don't like.
Yeah. Listen, I like some freaky things, right? But it's just certain things that I don't know. I just don't want my butt touched.
And that's fine. And that's okay. But here's the thing: everybody's definition of freaky is different.
That's
why
true.
We can't say like,
my freaky is probably born at 52. It's different than my 25-year-old.
Right. I mean, there's different understandings now, and there's different, we've grown up some. So it's not like, what used to work before.
Right. For sure.
You know what I mean? Like for me, like as an adult now, the fact that I could come home from work and the house is cleaned up and you've already started dinner, I'm sucking your dick right there in the middle of the kitchen.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying? Baby, thank you. Why? Because you've now relieved one thing that I don't have to do. Oh, honey, you got all of me.
Listen, do you tell women these things should be happening when their man is, when he knocks something off, one of your love languages is taken care of?
Yeah, absolutely. You should. But that's the communication. Okay, so here we go. Dating is collecting data. Okay, this is when all of this stuff should be discussed.
Right.
This is when these difficult conversations should be had. But nowadays we don't. It's just you fine, you bow-legged. Ooh, who comes see me?
Yeah.
No, can we talk?
Skip past a whole bunch.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we all caught up because sexually we're involved, and now you realize that the man don't take showers. Now you realize he don't brush his teeth but once a day. Now you realize, oh, he don't clean dishes. Like, now you all caught up emotionally. I mean, sexually though, because the sex is wonderful.
Yeah.
Now what do? Then that's when they come sit in therapy with me, and I'm looking at both of them like, ain't we too old for this? That's just my thoughts. Not that we are, but
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, communicate.
Right. So long as there's communication and we're being safe and we have safe words.
Open and honest communication.
There's nothing that's too far if you guys are both on the same page.
As long as it's mutually agreed upon.
And those children are animals being harmed in the process.
There you go. Or people. I mean,
or people.
Well, to the degree that they don't want to be harmed, because some people enjoy even being hurt during sex. So
wow. All right.
It's a thing.
Sex. So how far is too far? There is no distance that we can obtain with communication. And
it has to be mutually agreed upon. Please don't go out there just pegging some dudes. Women don't show up with dildos. Nobody can I just put it in your butt. No. Like, it has to be mutually agreed upon. It has to be discussed. And it's crazy that you even have to say this as an adult. Like, you would think, like, you know to have this conversation, but some people don't.
Yeah, I'm questioning, like, when you pulling that out, like, I'm about to use that. I'm not gonna question, like, what do you think you about to do with that thing right there?
I had a couple that the husband bought all of these sex toys, and he really wanted to take their sex life to another level. Now they are married, and he brought all these sex toys to try with her. She refused because she said she felt like if she allows him to use these sex toys, that she's gonna have to suck his dick, and she doesn't.
Whoa! And she never did that.
20-something years of marriage.
Wow. Now listen, I know for a fact. Well, I ain't gonna say for a fact, but I know from talking to other married men. Married men get the least amount of head of all the men in the world. Single niggas get their dicks up weekly, several times a week. So,
well, why is that?
You gotta ask the women about it.
So here we go.
I have no idea.
We can ask the women, but my other question to the men is: are you doing your part? I mean, as
far as initiating that for her,
not necessarily initiating, but like if her love language, like me, is acts of service,
right?
And you're doing your part as far as helping out. You're doing your part as far as you're home before her from work. You've taken out the meat out the fridge. You might have washed the dishes.
But was I doing all of that when you was sucking my dick off the bone when we were dating?
Hence probably why. Not. But
I live here, you live there,
right? But I mean, I'm sure. Well, if you've had the conversations, these are things. Okay, let's go here. Even before marriage, you guys have been together, whether you're at her house, at your house. So there should be some exchange of.
You got all the sex your heart could stand back in the days.
You said, well, what?
All the sex your heart could stand back in those days.
I mean,
all they had. I'm just saying from talking to married dudes.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally get it. I think, but here's the thing though, when we go from just dating or just being jump offs to marriage, now there's not just marriage and sex. Now there's responsibilities. Oh,
listen, trust me. I understand not I'm saying get in the way, but it changes the perspective of the relationship.
It does. So hence why I said earlier about the balance.
Yeah.
Right. So if her coming home from work and she's the cooker, you don't know how to cook, you could at least take the meat out and let it start thawing or wash a dish. So that's the one that she got to do. Now it's more time for her to give you
care to you.
You see what I'm saying?
So take the meat out. This is good. Which is very basic.
Write it down.
So I get home first, take the ground beef out and put it in some cold water in the sink.
Yeah, like what we eat for dinner tonight? You want spaghetti? Okay, I'm gonna take the meat out for you. Like, oh my gosh, thank you. So like, because it's a team effort when you're married now. But a lot of times, and I've seen it, the male will come home and he's just sitting because he's tired. She's tired too. She just worked 8 hours as well as you did.
Your job isn't over, ma'am. No, it's like
right, exactly. Now after you cook and you clean it, put the kids to bed, now come suck my dick. Like really? Like no, that's not how it works. Because she worked just as you did. Come on, let's be honest.
Iyanna beat it right now, sis. My mom says 30 years. Iyanna, the stuff I'm talking about, don't you do any of it. No, right. I don't know what you say about it. Anyway,
right.
All right, let's wrap up. Before I appear weird.
Sharon, she said exactly. I think she's agreeing with what I'm saying. It's a team effort. If we come together,
she probably is.
What? I just leave her alone. I said to one of my couples, I said, "Listen, let's picture this. Picture you fulfilling all of your wife's needs.
Okay.
And your wife is only focused on fulfilling all of your needs. What would that household look like?
Oof. I can't imagine.
But if you can imagine, what would it look like? Peaceful.
It would be great.
It'd be great. Right?
It would be great.
Right. So it's like, okay, you're home early. You know she hasn't cooked dinner yet. You might call her if you don't know what she's cooking. Babe, will we cooking tonight? I'm gonna just do some chicken when I get home. Okay, cool, I'm gonna take it out. You're meeting one of her needs already because she's on her way home. And not just because you want your dick sucked, but because this is a partnership, this is a marriage, this is a union, it's a togetherness. Even with her, okay, I know you got to go to work tomorrow, and I see that your work jeans are they're all in the wash. Let me go throw them in the wash real quick for you. You know what I mean? So like, if we really focus on that when it comes to marriages and relationships, and again, I know it can't be solely that because we still have kids and other things. But if we really do put that as one of our priorities for our partners, it'll be a lot easier.
All I know is if I'm taking the meat out and then you get home, you're not taking the meat out. We're not playing. My child says even if you wasn't doing it as her boyfriend, like you said, marriage requires new responsibility.
Exactly.
Yes, it does, and I think we missed the mark.
On
both sides,
people's perspective of marriage is so different. I had one guy tell me, he was like, I don't know how to have a successful marriage because I've never seen it. And I said, well, that's a part of the problem. You create what's success for you. Because what worked for mom and dad may not work for you.
Right.
So you have to know you and what you desire, what you need, and what success looks like for you. So when you get with somebody, you guys can create success together. Not because, mom and dad, like even now as an adult, I learned things about my grandparents that I didn't know as a kid. The people I'm calling auntie and all of them, cousins, they really my aunt. Because grandpa done stepped out, but grandma was still there married to him.
Old secrets.
I'm sorry, what? Right.
Old secrets.
And this whole time we like, grandma's the ideal couple. No, you wasn't.
The mess.
Right. Because it was me. I'm stating that, knowing that grandpa's stepping out, blah, blah, blah. So I think we have to get off that mindset of we don't realize the power that we have. The power decision is really your own. You create that for y'all. And everybody's marriage is going to be different. So you can't say, well, Eli and Scylla did it like this, so I'm going to do it. No, that worked for them. Yeah. What works for y'all?
And what worked for you 5 years ago might not work now. So
you got to constantly recreate it.
You got to evolve.
Yeah.
You got to recreate it. You got to evolve. Yeah, absolutely. Nelly B.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you for this invigorating conversation. What was the old Moxie?
Where we have candid conversations.
Was it candid or
invigorating conversation? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Solution-focused conversation. I knew that much. I remember. Get Moxie, y'all. Get Moxie.
Yeah, get Moxie. Thank you once again for coming through.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, man. I love you. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. If you left a comment, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys, man. Until next time, have a good night and a great weekend. God bless. Ace.
Straight out the South, Arkansas, where the talk is real and the vibe is raw. This South got something to say. No filters, no faking, just the truth, how we see it. So kick back, tap in, and let's get to it. The Still Country Podcast, Still Country Podcast.